You are listening to Phil Hulett and Friends, coming to you from Berth 76 at the Ports of Call in San Pedro, California, overlooking the bustling Los Angeles harbor through the soundproof windows of the palatial LA radio studio. I'm Phil Hulett, and I thank you for listening. This is an old school talk show with a new school twist. We have a lot of ground to cover today. Super Bowl weekend is ahead of us. Let's say hello to the crew. The always lovely Jennifer Bjorklund is here. Ready to send the next cruise ship off with a vertical smile. Jay Campidonia is here.
That's right. I love doing that.
Vertical smile.
And feeling right at home, way too early, if I might say, Chris Martin is here with sports.
What's happening?
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Phil Hulett and Friends. Send us an email, feedback at philhulettandfriends.com. And we have all sorts of new ways to connect to the program, which we will expand upon later on.
It's a big drinking weekend.
And you know, we're talking beer on the program.
Right.
You know, when we have Jim, he's a beer expert, certified
and by
beer
the
and
way,
wine.
I've been drinking beer today.
Look at that.
Yes.
Not right up the street from here, huh?
Right. So I went to a high school, Mary Star of the Sea.
Yes.
Catholic school.
Catholic school.
Good
Yeah.
Catholic school.
Really great kids in this school.
Mm-hmm.
Really smart, really on top
It's
of it.
actually fairly new. They just built it like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, but how is that? Okay, I guess. 'cause
Yeah, it is
the
fairly
school-
new.
The building is new, but the school is not.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say, but they had alumni coming back.
And
they
they're all
looked older than
learning to be
last
priests
year.
and nuns. Is that what's going on?
No. They're just,
It's a very conservative school.
It is, but they're so nice. So we went to career day and we were doing the broadcast journalism thing about, how'd you get into the business? And the thing was over at noon. So my husband and I are down here. And
we
I said,
don't
"We'll
get
have
here
the
until
podcast."
2 for our show prep, and then we're on at 3 local time.
So I said, well, I'm going to take the bus home. And he says, well, you can't take the bus home. I'll stick around. Because right up the dock from us, or what the berth, or whatever you call this whole port complex.
Yeah, the berth.
Is like right where we turn in is the U.S. Shut up!
How much did you have to drink
I had
for
two
lunch?
beers like an hour ago.
Yeah,
2 hours ago.
32-ounce two pitchers of beer.
No, they were the
Get outta
little
here.
ones. They were the really good imperial stouts that come in
right.
little wine
All
glasses.
right.
They're San Pedro Brewing Company is really good.
They are the business.
Yeah,
I
they're
enjoy
really
them.
good.
They've got a lot of craft brews in there. It's good.
We'll have to
it's
have them
good.
over.
So
Fantastic.
we stopped in there because I said, well, we've got like an hour before we're going to go in at 2:00 and show prep and all that stuff. So he says, well, I'll go look at the USS Iowa while you guys are on the air.
Which is cool.
Yeah, so he's cruised up the thing up there.
But you've
we got this
sidestepped the
email.
question about how much you've had to
I've
drink.
had two because we had one, and I said, well, I don't want to be wasted or anything. But then we get this email. I'm looking at my email for the first time today. I says, Mike Stark says he's going to be a little late. So I said, well, we should order another round, because it was 1:30. We can order another round. The thing is, they catch up with you quick because those, I don't know what the
They're like
alcohol content is.
13% micro brews,
Yeah.
these
No,
dark ales.
seriously,
Yeah.
the imperial stout there is really, it's delicious, it's rich, it's complex, and so I'm drinking the first one. I'm like, yeah, there's no way I can have two of these. I'm like, yeah, we got a half an hour.
Oh, Mike will be late. I can have two of these.
Exactly,
All right.
exactly. So yeah,
Good for you.
All right.
so that's what I've been doing.
Well,
today.
that's good. You have the
I've-
best story.
I've been combining high schoolers and beer.
And I can't do that because that'll get me arrested.
Oh.
So what's happening in the news, Jen?
To be
Oh, there's
back
plenty.
at 17
Oh,
again.
to be 17 again. Do you still don't have my sounder?
No, it's being worked on. I promise.
Anybody? Anything?
No,
No.
nothing yet.
No sounder for
sounder
you.
yet. It's being.
You got to earn it. You can't
it's
come in
gonna be-
stumbling drunk and then
it's-
expect a sounder.
It's going to be
Oh.
an opus magnimus or something
Okay. All right.
like that.
No one doing fake teletypes
say,
for
what
me or
now?
anything. Okay, so
Sports.
see, he gets a sounder. That's not fair.
Yours is coming. And right now, sports is all about the football. It's all about the NFL. And I put my hand up because Mike's supposed to play the NFL sounder.
Oh, look at
He
He's
forgot all
running.
about
He's
me.
like,
around.
"Oh," he wandered out.
He's got
Yeah.
it.
Oh, look at that.
You're going to take that mic from the new guy? The new guy gets to... No.
He gets to call you out. Okay.
Now,
Isn't this?
I wanted that thing where I just throw up
Chris
my hand and
football.
You are
Okay.
not Phil Hewlett.
Are you
do not get
allowed-
to throw your hands
Are you
anywhere.
allowed to even play this?
I
Isn't
don't
this
think so.
copyrighted music?
we were talking about
Oh,
that.
we're
We were
so
talking
gonna be
about that
shut
before
down.
we
You're going to
started
get
this.
me in trouble, son.
Cease and desist.
son.
It's the Super Bowl this weekend. On Sunday, we're going to be watching the Super Bowl. Denver faces off with Seattle Seahawks.
That's a hockey term.
In New York,
Face off.
the
I like to
state
call
that
it
Governor Christie
Puck off.
is most
Yes,
related
you
to.
should.
Easy now,
That's
drunkie.
what I call it.
A couple of interesting
was
facts.
Face Off.
Last year, the Super Bowl was the most watched event in America with over 108 million viewers. This year, they're looking at matching or exceeding that
I think
amount
they'll do,
of
I think
people.
they'll do it.
Yeah. Studies show that 50% of the Super Bowl audience tune in just to watch the ads. So 50% of people.
Right. So
Jen,
it
are you in
doesn't-
that boat?
Oh, yeah. I'm in that boat. I watch the game and I watch the ads, and I've already seen a lot of the ads.
Right. They're
And
doing
I-
that thing where they're sending them
Yeah.
out early to draw attention.
You know, I don't think that's a good idea
I don't
because I
either.
kind of feel like I've seen it by the time I see it. Yeah.
You want to be surprised.
Right.
I
Yeah.
do, and as much as I love the puppy and the Clydesdale and the whole thing,
And
I
the
love
Beckham.
it. I haven't seen that one.
Oh.
Ooh.
See, you'll be surprised at that one.
Right.
You know?
But I have watched a couple, 3 of them.
Yeah.
And I've seen the Cheerios one and all that. But
Oh,
honestly,
that's bad.
And a lot of them
that's
are just
getting-
doing teasers leading up to it. Like Pepsi's doing this great tease campaign.
Yeah.
And guess, check this out. This is what they're doing to pay for their spots in the Super Bowl. A 30-second spot in this year's Super Bowl is going to cost you $4 million.
Wow.
A 60-second
record,
spot
isn't
is
it?
$8 million, by far a record.
wow.
Yeah. The average Super Bowl has 100 spots in a game, so you guys can do the math, and that's not including the sponsors like Pepsi and everybody else that pays just to be associated with the entire Super Bowl.
Wow.
So, yeah, a lot of money going in there. Not to mention it costs, somewhere north of $1 million just to put one of these spots together.
And Pepsi's
yeah.
doing the halftime too, right?
Yeah, they're doing the halftime
Cuckoo
show.
Puffs.
Well, it's like a
Big
4
dollars.
cents per 1,000 viewer thing. It works
Yeah.
out, right? If they have 4 million and 100 million people watching, I think I'm doing the math. It's either 4 cents or 40 cents, but 4 cents would be
So
It's
bad
under
at
a
that.
buck.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a good bargain
That's
for
a good
everybody.
return too.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
On the line with us right now to talk about Super Bowl weather is AccuWeather meteorologist
Oh.
Dean DeVore.
Dean.
Phil, how you doing?
Phil, we have Jen here and Jay and Chris, and we're talking weather.
Weather forecasting is a lot like making sausage. You just don't
Yeah, you don't
exactly
wanna-
know what we put
yeah.
into it sometimes, but
And don't watch if you like to have weather. What?
What?
you know,
Oh my God, you are so hammered right now.
for the,
Whoa, listen to that.
I must be because he sounds
Super Bowl
crazy.
Kickoff temperature, I think, is about 42 degrees.
When it comes to the Super Bowl party, and besides the games and the commercials, what do you think?
God,
What do you think of?
Shut up.
Besides the
Food!
games, food, of
Beer.
course,
Food.
guacamole,
Yeah.
right? Chips, burgers, steaks.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it right off the bat, beer.
Beer.
All right, let's bring in.
It's kind of front of mind for me right now.
Let's bring in certified beer and wine expert and the author of A Beer Drinker's Guide to Knowing and Enjoying Fine Wine, ranked top indie book in 2013 by Kirkus Reviews, which is something very elegant and wonderful, which I hadn't heard of before, Kirkus Reviews, but I'm sure it's very nice. Jim Loughran is here. Hey, Jim.
Phil, how are you today?
Good. Correct me on the pronunciation of your last name once again.
Loughran?
Lochran.
Loughran.
I knew it.
Is that
Lochran.
McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lochran. He is
like that.
he is the beer guy for sure.
Oh,
you know,
good.
when I think of beer and football, Jim, I think Budweiser, Miller, Coors, the big three, because they advertise like crazy to the football crowd. And you're not going to speak ill of America's big brews, are you?
I'm not going to speak ill of them whatsoever, and they're certainly advertising like crazy right now. What I am going to suggest is that perhaps
Drink
our
good beer?
Oh, did I lose you? Did you
No,
lose me?
I'm just
No,
interrupting. I'm
no.
saying to maybe drink
No,
good beer.
Jen needs to go to a meeting. That's the only problem.
Jen's had a couple of
Horses
beers
have a
already.
beer.
Go on.
She
I'm
has to
sorry.
have a good beer first.
Yeah.
Now, all I'm saying is there are so many tremendous micro breweries out
Yes.
there these days, and they are doing absolutely wonderful extreme beers, which is kind of the cutting edge of the craft brewing thing. And so I think that's an obvious opportunity is to get all these people together at your Super Bowl party and enjoy some extreme beers.
I have had a head start because I had a lovely Imperial Stout. I actually had 2 from San Pedro Brewing Company. And
pitchers.
seriously, no, and you're right. It is a revolution around the country. There are microbrews in every city, even cities with crappy water like Drake's and San Leandro. I mean, who knew Drake's had beer? Like San Leandro beer? Seriously?
Is Imperial
But-
Stout an extreme beer?
Well, The one I had
It's
apparently was. It was
pushing
good.
it.
Yeah.
It's pushing it.
Yeah.
So, Super Bowl weekend.
Woo!
Super Bowl weekend. I got 4 reasons why you're not going to get laid on Super Bowl Sunday.
What?
And it's still not working because Chris put his arm up again for the Super
Did
Bowl
you see
music.
that?
Yeah.
Super Bowl weekend.
You know, you still don't have cred with the booth, man.
No,
Mike is
that's
like,
good. Mike, you don't have to listen to him.
There you go.
So, 4 reasons why you're not going to get laid at your Super Bowl Sunday barbecue
That's
or
all you
whatever
get,
you're
Chris.
going to. Number 1, you're going to pig out. Chances are you're going to be eating crab all day long.
And that's not
Yeah,
sexy.
It's
It
just
is not
hot. Yeah.
sexy. Number 2, you're probably going to be drinking all day long, so you're probably
Kid,
going to be
what's wrong with
That's
that?
not
drunk.
sexy.
Yeah, but when you're trying to hit
Oh,
on
it
a
can
chick,
be.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I suppose.
when you're trying to hit on a chick, it doesn't work out. Trust me. Number 3, you're probably going to be broke because you're going to be throwing around a lot of money, making a lot of bets. So you probably won't have enough money to, after the game, hey, let's go grab a drink. Hey, let's go do this. No money.
Wait, what was the
Especially
spread?
if you don't
What,
put enough aside for taxes.
I'm going to owe you how much money if the Seahawks don't win by 7?
Well,
It
I'll
was
tell you
$10.
what. Because we did that, no, I'll go 20 to your 10. So if
Okay.
you're laying 7 points.
Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Really, I should do 15 to 10.
How much
but
am I in
Listen, there's
for?
not a chance.
What am
You're
I
just
in?
We're going
2
10
points,
straight up. You
so,
owe me
yeah.
2
10
points.
straight up?
But
Vegas
like I
spread
said, the
10
stakes
straight
have
up.
to go up because my spread is wider and it's off the odds.
Right. So you win 20.
My
You know,
spread is wider.
if
What
you,
is
putting up
this?
10.
if you win both bets,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
you're gonna be vaulted into a new tax bracket.
That's
There
exactly
you
right.
go.
Yeah.
I know that
I'm
might.
putting that money straight into a tax account.
That's
Yeah,
kinda
to
funny.
pay off the interest on that.
4th reason why you will not get laid on Super Bowl Sunday, your team might lose.
Oh, and it's hard
You
to
just go crazy, and
you-
you're all amped up.
an
and
emotional wreck.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to have sex with a crying man.
Can you give us one reason why you might get laid on Super Bowl Sunday?
You're Jason Campidonia.
Oh, give me
Oh, that's
Okay,
it.
come on.
Yeah, see?
some. Nailed it.
See, now they're getting along. Look, they high-fived each other. High-fived each other.
They went up high.
They did. I think they're starting to get along.
Yeah, little
That's
bromance
it.
going on.
Yeah. That's all. But yeah, no, I thought those were pretty good reasons, and they're probably true because I got to be honest with you. I don't remember. I think this will be the first Super Bowl Sunday that I will not, because I have to go to work after the game, that I will not be pigging out and
drinking a lot and getting laid. Or not getting laid.
Going absolutely insane. So it should be good. Let's see here. So it depends on, speaking of drinking and all that stuff, depending on who your governor is of your state, that depends how much alcohol you consume.
Okay, so Jerry Brown, let's go.
He is liberal, and liberal states happen to have more alcohol use per capita.
Okay.
And here's what's really kind of crazy. If you have a liberal in your governor's house, people who are in those states who are actual permanent residents, like Nevada has probably the highest or one of the highest alcohol consumption rates, but they also have Las Vegas.
Right.
If you're a permanent resident of the state and
So you're in Henderson.
the guy in the governor's office is a Democrat and a liberal, then you are not afraid to drink as much because you know that the government will be backing you and helping you
He's
to
on
get
my
out
side, man.
to get out of
He's
the
my
alcoholism or the gambling.
Why you have to
or-
listen to the very end
Yes.
of the podcast.
Right?
That's right.
So what if your governor's a
Republican,
Conservatard.
yeah.
If you're a conservative, then residents of the state tend to drink less because they follow in more conservative values.
Because
and
they're
they
in
don't
Utah.
Like, yes.
And there's laws against
Dry.
that kind of
well,
drinking
there's
stuff.
there's that. But yeah, so there you go.
So what have we learned?
So it has to do
Liberal
with
states like Nevada tend to consume up to 3 times more alcohol per head than more politically conservative states like Arkansas.
I'm interested in California though because
California's
it's
a
such
liberal
a
state.
dichotomy. But you have the Central Valley, which tends to be more conservative, in Orange County. Then you have the coast that's more liberal.
Blue. Yeah,
yeah.
it's bright
so
blue.
I
telling
think
you.
You hear that music, guys?
that means we
It
should
typically
shut up.
means it's the end of the program. Thanks for liking us on Facebook, and go to our website. And for Jen and Jay and Chris and Mike Stark and Russ Monson, who plays that music, thanks for listening to Phil Hulett and Friends. Until next week, so long from San Pedro, California.